Let's crank up that killing factor,
Killing!
because this film is exploding with it. Guys, welcome, and we're going to be looking at the 2015 Filipino romantic comedy, You Are My Boss, and this stars songstress Tony Gonzaga and pretty boy Coco Martin. And I said this film contains a lot of killing moments, and if you aren't familiar with the Filipino language, killing means a tingling feeling that comes over you through a romantic exchange with a loved one, crush, or watching other people's romantic exchanges. And this film has a lot of those. So without further ado, let's check it out. You Are My Boss is a role reversal film with a lot of heart and fun. Georgina, played by Tony Gonzaga, has recently been made the temporary marketing department boss for a small airline company in the Philippines, while her boss takes leave. Pong, played by Coco Martin, has been assigned to assist her. Tension is immediate between these two, and you are quickly drawn in by Pong's infectious smile, particularly in annoying the grouchy Georgina.
I-press mo na rin kaya ang 4 para more chances of winning.
This tension doesn't help when they need to switch roles to woo a Japanese investor to partner with their company.
Don't waste my time. Come in!
Good morning.
Sir Pong! You made it! Sir Pong!
He's your boss?
Yes, he's the boss.
I'm the boss.
Yes, you're the boss. He's the boss.
I'm the boss.
Yes, you're the boss.
To execute this elaborate lie, Georgina is tasked with not only coaching Pong to look and act like a boss, but speak like one too.
Georgina, ilabas ang helicopter, mamamasyal ako.
Inuutusan mo ba ako?
Nagpa-practice lang po, ma'am.
And it's helicopter, hindi helicopter.
Helicopter!
Helicopter.
Helicopter!
Helicopter.
Jeep na lang. Magji-jeep na lang ako.
Over the course of the film, this continued charade propels our two protagonists closer together as they learn more about each other and begin to fall in love. So what made me pick this film amongst a whole plethora of romantic comedies? Well, sure, it shares a lot of cliches with the other romantic comedies. Actually, it sort of reminds me of the film The Ugly Truth with Gerard Butler and Katherine Heigl, in that you've got two employees that are working together who don't get along, and then you have that one character who's trying to help another character with their love life when that character is actually in love with that character. So those are sort of similarities that it shares with The Ugly Truth, but to be honest, those are pretty much cliches throughout all romantic comedies. But whereas some fail, this one actually succeeds. And there's some great chemistry between Coco Martin and Tony Gonzaga, and as I said, that infectious smile of Coco Martin just draws you in. And there's some clever humor in there around the Filipino mispronunciation of English words. And if you're familiar with the Filipino language, you'll know that it's a combination of English and Tagalog, which creates Taglish. And while you're watching this film as maybe an English viewer, you will realize that a lot of the words they're saying are in English, and then they drop back into Filipino. Nonetheless, it doesn't distract you from the main heart of the film. And one of the great things about this film is it made me want to go visit the location Batanes, which is the northernmost province of the Philippines. It's beautiful, and we spent about 10 or 15 minutes near the end of this film exploring this Filipino coastal island and see some traditional Filipino culture, which you don't often see in these other Filipino films. You get to see the inhabitants of those islands, the Ivatan people, and you get to see them wearing their traditional headgear and see some of the traditional houses that they live in, which are made out of coral and limestone to protect against the hostile coastal climate. So I've been to Manila and I've been to Bohol in the Philippines, and I can definitely say that this film puts Batanes on the map for me. It's a light-hearted, romantic comedy, and if you don't want something too serious, it's definitely worth checking out. As far as Filipino romantic comedies go, this one is definitely ranked pretty high on my scale. If you want something a little bit more serious in the romantic scene that's Filipino, well, we might be checking out a little film called Hello, Love, Goodbye, starring the beautiful Catherine Bernardo sometime in the future. You can find this film on Netflix or Amazon Prime, so it's quite easy to find compared to a lot of other Filipino films out there which aren't easy to get a hold of. Aside from that, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Until next time, I'm Paddy McManus.